of the service delivered from our agents, and that's actually a very good step forward that we're taking. So this wouldn't have happened without the collaboration with our EU partners and the knowledge that we've gained over the years working with them. And I can name many where we have more than 50% of their software development and some more than 50% of their R&D done in Egypt.
Thank you. And the same question to you, Mohammed Mohsen. What are the future opportunities of collaboration that you see in actually a very critical sector that you're putting your feet on now?
Okay, sure. So no-brainer right now is all the demand and the lots of applications coming like generative AI, like electric vehicles, and lots of other applications coming. Like I would see that all this is putting a pressure on the semiconductor, which is the ones providing the processing, the one providing the infrastructure for all this connectivity and everything. So a no-brainer that this cannot happen with just one country alone doing something. So if we don't have this collaboration between the EU and a country like Egypt, which I believe there is a strategic partnership has to happen, because Egypt is like a cornerstone for this region to stabilize. So the stability needs development. And one of these like sectors that we can really be with a great value is the semiconductor design. We proved that we have good calibers here. And with all the investments done with the government that we hear from Dr. it's happening already, and there is already a seed of company there. I think the mutual benefits of joint researches that can really happen between the EU and the Egyptian universities and the startup, this can really lead to a technology transfer. So it's not just like doing some service, but there is a real partnership that's coming through this relationship. And I believe there is lots of opportunity that can come out of it, which have the win-win relationship, because Egypt is not only like we are in the same time zone of Europe and all this, no, but we are also cost effective. I don't like to say like cheap, but I would say cost effective, because it's a very important thing to say. And quality is really like noticeable, because we have seen this feedback from lots of our like tier one customers, especially in Europe, that the quality here is really, really good, especially compared to other locations. And with all the geopolitical shifts that we have been seeing since the pandemic, I believe Egypt will be a very good destination for this like partnership.
Thank you, Mohammed Mohsen. And maybe one question to close it all, and it will be for you, Vaj, to answer that. We talked a lot about the components of this digital agenda, right? And we talked about the skills, we talked about the infrastructure, the collaboration between government and the private sector, and all the win-win opportunities when we talk about Egypt and the EU. Why don't you walk us, since you have seen that, I think, in many countries now, how a potent collaboration around digital and technology can help further improve the socioeconomic resilience of countries, and what should we be looking forward to when we get that right?
Thanks for the question, Aman. And I think, Dr. Amr had mentioned Haya Karima as a project. We're participating along with Telecom Egypt on that project. And we see many such similar initiatives by governments around the world. There's the BEAD program in the US, which is trying to bring broadband to everyone. These are extremely important to make sure that no one gets left behind in the digital divide. We want to make sure that everyone has access to good education, to financial opportunities, to e-banking and resources like that. But also we want to make sure that the infrastructure allows for the investment from hyperscalers and local opportunities also to bring technologies like the cloud. And all of these tend to eventually lift every aspect of society, not just the ones who have means, but the ones who don't are eventually lifted up also by the same technologies, and then you don't have dividing lines anymore. And I think that's very, very important. And technology has been the source of freeing a lot of these barriers.
Thank you very much, and I think this is a hope and aspiration all technologists and people who touch technology from close or far would share. I would like to thank the panel for your time. Thank you very much. And before handing it over to the second segment, I just want to want everyone to keep in mind, if anything, the two pillars that I think everyone has mentioned here. There's an element around getting the right infrastructure, and many of the opportunities that will be presented will be around that. And there is also an element around getting the right skill. And having a country that is able to churn out, Minister, you'll correct me, 60,000 ICT engineers per year, that's a massive power.
That's 400,000 trainees.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Round of applause for our panel. And I want to hand it over to Mr. Mohammed Shamroukh to kick us, starting with 2 investment opportunities, and then after that, Mr. Mohammed Nasser for a last one. I'll invite the panelists to maybe have a seat in the audience if you want, and we'll come back later to wrap up the session and move to the second panel.